Hi, and welcome to the second episode of Soundcheck. I'm your host, Yasmin Yilmaz, and for today we got some special guests from Monmouth County, New Jersey. They are Foxhedge.
Hi, we are
Foxhedge, and you're listening to
90.3
WMSC.
Let's just go around. What's your name and the role in the band?
I'm Seamus. I play guitar and I also sing and I do a little bit of keys.
My name is Alana. I play guitar and I sing. Yeah.
I'm Finn, and I play the drums.
I'm Peter, and I play the bass.
So is there anyone by chance like a main lyricist, or do you guys like to take turns?
More Alana.
Yeah, probably me.
All right. Yeah, and
I'm definitely, sorry. I was going to say, I'm definitely, I don't think that much about lyrics when I write, or at least not nearly as much as Alana.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then the other thing I was noticing through the tracks was specifically like the song titles, and my favorite, I have to say, hands down, is My Extensive Love for Cheeseburgers. Who came up with that one? Just curious.
That was just a stupid name I got from literally nothing. I guess just the inside of my brain while I was labeling like a bunch of demos on iTunes, I think.
It's like the title, the vibes, it works. It works out for me. So
Yeah,
let's
for
just...
sure.
Oop. Wait a second. Put the joint back on.
Yay!
All right, we got you back. All right, awesome. So first off, like I said before, I want to congratulate you on your song Sunset Avenue. It's about to hit 30,000 streams on Spotify, which is insane and a huge accomplishment. So huge congrats. And of course, huge congratulations on releasing your new EP, Foxhedge. It released literally right before Valentine's Day, and I thought that was perfect because there's one song in there that's just perfect for that day. So before we dive right into the EP, let's just get to know everyone. We'll go around the screen. When did you realize you wanted to pursue a career in the music industry?
I don't know if I ever had like that moment. I think I've always loved music. Like I just grew up with a lot of music, and my family is very like music oriented. So I think maybe when I was like 16, I was like, I love this, like I want to keep doing it forever kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd say my start was kind of more performance based, and then it gradually shifted into like a tech business kind of viewpoint to the industry, and that's kind of where I'm at now, just in school.
I guess for me, like I got into music pretty young because my dad's really into music, and yeah, and like when I was like 5 or 6, I really wanted to be in a band, and so like that's when I started playing drums, and then I just like did music throughout school, and then now here I am still doing music.
My dad actually really was into music too, and that's where I got it from. And yeah, since like a really young age, I knew I wanted music to be part of my life from a really early age. And now I'm a musician, which is really, really cool to say.
That's awesome.
Don't know when it transitioned into being a musician, but I just like music.
I mean, like that's really when it comes to any passion, I feel like it's a snowball effect. Like there's not really like one like wake up like, this is the day I'm gonna pursue this career. So I totally get you. So what would you guys consider like your inspirations or influences, whether that's your persona on stage or your style?
I think we all draw from a lot of different influences, and that's something we've always like, whenever we get asked this question, we never really know how to answer because we all have like a wide variety of different influences and things we like.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was noticing too, like throughout the first album and then to this EP, it's like a lot of like different styles, a little bit of jazz here and there, very groovy here and there, lots of indie and alt. So I was like, you know what? I wonder like who they brand from, but it makes sense because like even for example this EP, there's even a variety within just the 4 tracks. So let's just dive right into it. Who is Foxhedge? All right. How'd you guys meet? So
we met in like our high school years, pretty much. Seamus, Alana, and I met through a performance program called School of Rock, and Finn and Seamus went to the same high school. Seamus, do you want to tell the story about how you and Finn met?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, I knew him strictly from wrestling. My friends were on the team with him and they convinced me to join. So me and him were doing that for like 2 years or so. And there was a point in time where we both kind of mutually found out that we were musicians, and we had the idea to play together. And so we were doing that, and slowly involved Peter and Alana to. It went from like a little bit of a jam session more to a functioning like project, I guess.
How'd you guys come up with the name Foxhedge?
There's a road in Jersey with the name Foxhedge, and I was driving down, you know, and I just kept, I always passed this street, and I was like, Foxhedge, you know, when you like write something down on your notes, like, oh, that'd be a cool band name, like,
right.
And I just remember we were coming up with band names because our first band name is awful. I think we were called.
We don't have to talk about it.
Oh.
He's like, cut the cameras. Nah, we're not doing that.
Okay. We won't name it. But it was so bad that we all kind of would like always like come back to like a band practice, be like, okay, this is what I got. Okay. And then Foxhead just kind of like, I guess, fit.
Just clicked.
And like a lot of people say like, for some reason, like our name just fits. Mm-hmm. Like no one knows why. But everyone's like, yeah, it's just like works.
It goes with it. That name, I mean, Fox and then Hedge, it's like very natural, like nature oriented. And like I said earlier, I mean, a lot of the songs, it just reminds me of just going out on a hike or going out on like a road trip with friends. So totally fits. How exactly do you guys come up with the songs? Is there like anyone that takes turns, or they're like, hey, I got a pitch, let me tell you something?
It's definitely a good combination of both of that, for sure. There was definitely, throughout the albums, there were different processes used, whether some of them were kind of forced upon us just because of the distance we had from school, or even now just COVID. But we definitely liked to write a lot together for the first album. We still enjoy to whenever we get the chance. We just don't get that chance quite as often.
Right.
But we write the other two albums. We wrote the other two albums in more of a socially distanced way. We recorded and just sent across ideas, and then once we were able to get together, we ended up fine-tuning and recording.
That actually leads me to my second question, especially with this EP. Considering you guys are far apart, and on top of that, COVID, how exactly were you guys able to create the EP, from the idea to releasing it on platforms?
Well, we wrote a majority of the songs over the summer. Well, Seamus and Alana wrote a lot of the like ideas for the songs, and then over the summer we kind of like honed in on them and wrote them as a group whenever we could, because we weren't really able to practice as much due to COVID, but we practiced when we could, and we wrote these songs out. And then over the course of like the past few months, it was just like, since we're all in separate places, we were all recording separately.
Right.
And so I recorded here in Canada and then sent it to Seamus. And then if you guys want to talk about the rest of the process.
Yeah. Well, I was out in Ohio, and I recorded my bass bits out here. We had an opportunity to be together, Seamus, Alana, and I, a little bit over Christmas. So we sat down and took a look at all of the recordings that we had. So at that point, we were able to say, well, now let's try and mix some of this together. And Seamus took a lot of the tech. He undertook that and mixed a lot of this stuff. And then it was really just a lot of getting each other's feedback as to where we want the song to move. We would start with one song, and as we would keep going and looking at it and sending it back and forth, it just would turn into something completely different.
The 4 songs, they really have different vibes, and I've noticed that Roof is like a fan favorite. It also, and I don't blame them, but it gives me that nostalgic vibe, like pre-COVID times. So what was the inspiration behind Roof?
It's honestly a very simple story. I was sitting in my room, like strumming the guitar, and there was a house across my street, and I seriously thought there was a guy like on the roof, and I was like concerned. And then it just kind of became a joke, and I wrote the like song Roof. But you're completely correct. Like it is definitely inspired by like pre-COVID times, like just going to a party or just being with your friends, and I don't know, just like it's almost like a memory of all that stuff, because I feel like it's been so long since we've all been able to like really experience that. So yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, and one thing that I was noticing, like aside like pre-COVID times and more quote unquote normal times, you guys performed at like numerous locations, including a bunch of basement shows. Is there like any particular like memory that you guys remember from any performance that really just stands out to you or is your favorite?
I just always tell the hot dog story.
Oh, okay.
There's this one basement show we were at in Jersey, and it was going really well. Like it was such a sick show, and it was probably like right at the very end. I just felt something like warm and slimy like smack my leg as I'm playing, and I look down.
Perfect description.
And I'm so sorry. And I look down, and there's just a greasy hot dog, and I'm looking around. I just see people like throwing hot dogs, and this like pit of people just stepping and like moshing on top of it on a carpet floor, and I was like, wow, I'm so happy right now.
I would not want to be the one behind cleaning that up, that's for sure. I've actually never experienced a basement show. In fact, I've only been to 2 concerts, so hopefully when this pandemic comes to an end, I would totally want to see you guys perform. So this is a tough question. Which like song from the EP would you consider your favorite and why?
Easy.
He's like easy, not tough.
Yeah. I like them all, but
Okay.
Another Day is just so atmospheric and heady. I'm not sure how to describe it. I just really enjoy the takes that everyone did. It really fits together in my head.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Peter here. Another Day is like, I think it's my favorite on the EP because it is kind of astray from our normal path, and it's a bit more experimental, and I like how it sounds. I like it.
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I will say Roof gave me the most trouble. Like I cried. I hated that song. I was like, nope, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it from the EP. I don't want to perform this song. And I don't know how, maybe a miracle, it turned out really well in the end. So just because I had to go through that, I'm gonna say Roof.
So it's about the journey that really got you. Gotcha. All right.
I definitely like Roof, Another Day, Butterflies, and Summer Nights. They all really turned out well to the standards that we wanted them to be at. Roof, I think I like a lot because of the production on it. I think it, like, out of all the songs, that song has like not the tightest feel, but overall like the cleanest feel, I guess. Gotcha. And then I would say Butterflies is my favorite, just because that's the style I personally like the best. But I also think we definitely did like a little bit of experimenting within the song itself. It's a longer song, but I think all the parts of it has like very different sections, and I think all those sections going together makes the song just like flourish.
Yeah, I agree. Butterflies is my favorite. I mean, there's something about it, it's just like so wholesome, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like it's like a warm hug. And I was realizing, like as you were saying, you're saying that it's like very experimental and stuff like that. And I realized that I think I mentioned it earlier, was that in the progress from your albums to your EP, you guys been really just adding layers to your style, which I think is really cool, and playing around with what you can do. And so this leads me to my next question, aside from COVID, put that aside real quick, what are some like future plans, and do you feel like you're gonna keep like adapting your sound and changing it?
For sure.
Yeah, we've had many different talks about where we want to go. We've all been in agreement that we want to keep producing. That's, I can say for myself, is like easily my favorite part about doing all this, is just keep continuously creating sounds to put out. And then definitely the audience relationship that we build is always really nice to see how people react to the music that we make. Because in a way, like, we're creating the sounds that we want to hear, and we're creating the sounds that we like the best. And it's always really nice to see that a lot of other people think that the sounds that you harvested are like the nice sounds.
Right.
But yeah. Sorry, I forgot what the question was.
You're good. It's pretty much like, what are your short-term, long-term goals, and whether or not you're going to keep adapting and changing your sound. It's a long question, so I totally understand.
No. So yeah, our sound is definitely always moving. We're in the talks of, we're still moving forward, figuring out new projects to do on the daily. There's always, it's not just about the music either. It's all about the way we present ourselves, and then also merch that we might have and other stuff like that, the way we set ourselves up. But sound-wise, I think we're moving in a way that we all want to be going in.
Well, this last project was pretty much a test run.
Okay.
In all honesty, we kind of, everyone was put in a really bad spot. But we were included in that too, and we kind of proved to ourselves that, just even with all these bad odds, we can still put stuff out there. And just like after releasing the CP and like getting the final mixes, really, makes us hopeful for like what we are able to accomplish at all during these times.
Yeah, I mean, I found that very impressive that you guys, I mean, aside, like, on top of just being separate, away from each other, it's also COVID. You have school, you have all these other responsibilities, and you guys still pulled through and came out with this awesome EP. So huge congratulations. What are some like dream venues or locations that you guys would love to perform in?
Some random dude's basement.
All right.
I'm gonna do that again. I just want one more.
I've always been a fan of Brooklyn Steel, just because that venue up in New York is probably my most visited place that I've seen the most shows at. So I think that definitely, I mean, obviously I could say something like Madison Square Garden,
Right.
and that would be absolutely amazing, but
Insane.
thinking a little smaller.
All
I was
right.
gonna Stone Pony. Yeah,
Stone
Alana.
Pony.
I agree.
It's so weird because like we're from Jersey and for some reason never played the Stone Pony.
Okay.
And I feel like that's like Asbury Park is like the heart.
It's one of those iconic venues, like so much history that goes down there. Once you guys perform at Stone Pony, I'm watching you guys live, all right? And then Finn, what about you?
I'd probably say anywhere. I don't know, it'd be cool to play in Canada. I've been trying to convince everyone to go up to Canada for a while.
All right.
So that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, just any show I'm happy with.
Now, the last question. What is your dream collaboration? Anyone that you can work with, any band you can work with, who would it be?
I know.
Oh, she got it right at the spot.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Okay. I don't think I've heard of that before.
Oh, they're amazing.
I would have to check it out.
They're great. I just love their vibe. I love all their music. They like constantly put stuff out. Really fun, real psychedelic. Like we have our music is definitely not in common in the slightest. But they're just like a cool group, cool musicians.
Alana, I had a dream last night that I was making an album with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
It's fate. It's already fate.
So it's manifesting. It's happening. That's what I'm hearing.
If I was gonna choose another, bring some other energy in, probably wouldn't be musical per se.
I guess my my dream club. It would just be like anyone. It would be cool to make music with anyone else who wants to. And so, because I'm sure like everyone has different things they can bring to it. So, if anyone is listening and wants to collaborate with Foxhedge, let us know.
I can say I would like to work, or maybe not like do a for sure collab, but like at least pick their brain and like jam. I would love to meet up with like Kevin Parker from Tame Impala. That'd be really nice. That would be an unreal experience. But like just to maybe collab on an album for our style, I think it'd be really nice to work with someone like Dr. Dog.
All right. So I guess that's it for the interview. Thank you so much. You guys did amazing.
Thank you for having us again.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. All their socials are linked below. Check them out and give them a follow. Also, listen to their new EP, Foxhedge, and tell me which song is your favorite in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of Soundcheck. Peace.